Dear brothers and sisters, this week one subscriber asked me about the QR codes. It's getting more and more of them, especially with this COVID agenda. And I'm recording this video not because I think it's important. I think QR codes itself, it's not that important. But we can see even in minor things, if we look at it from a spiritual point of view, we can say some important aspects, okay? And this whole topic will be related to the digital era and the digitalization. And there is a digiphobia, okay, which is quite common in among faithful people in the church. And I've recorded a couple videos about it, but today I will say a little bit more and how the QR codes are similar and how are they different, okay, to other things that we have. Well, first of all, I can say that my own attitude towards this is I'm not afraid of QR code itself. Okay, a few years ago we already had this brochure to give out, and there is one also on the entrance to the church, and you can see there are QR codes here, right? These are QR codes for Facebook, but you can easily scan and go into the Facebook of the parish, which is another thing, Facebook, right? Digital thing. But at the same time, I also said that if you ask me to have a QR code that will be absolutely necessary for people to come into the church, or if you will say people have to have a QR code to enter into the church, I will not allow this to happen. You can crucify me here on this iconostasis, okay, but I will not allow this to happen. This is going beyond the line that I drew, okay? And why so different approach? Isn't it all QR codes? Well, I can I can talk about 4 different applications or areas of use of QR codes. And my attitude is different in each area, okay? Before talking to about that, I want to say about the digitalization, digiphobia. Okay, we had many problems with this. Some people, they are not willing to have passport, okay, and then they are getting detained in some country, and they cannot go anywhere because they don't have passport. They are stuck. They go to prison, and there are people who are afraid of barcodes. For example, this marker has a barcode or pen. The person would look, does it have, when we ask him to write something, if there is a barcode, no, he won't use it. He's afraid of this thing. It's a mark of the beast and things like that. So he can, that is sick. Okay, we have a saying in Russian that ask a stupid, a dumb person to pray, and he will break his head. Okay, he will be hitting the floor, okay, bowing, and he'll break his head. Okay, so basically we are all dumb, we are all stupid. Okay, that's maybe a surprise for you, but in some respect, every one of us is stupid, and every one of us is sinner. Okay. Even though we think that we're fine, we're perfect. Okay, so this is one thing. So I'm against this digiphobia. Okay, I think this is sick. But to be careful, to be thoughtful about things related to this digitalization is a wise approach. Okay. This is a wise approach because when you give a knife to a child, you'll think twice before doing that. Okay, maybe he'll cut himself or somebody. When you give guns to former criminals, and even to general public. You will do all kinds of research on that person, that if he's all right to have a gun. Even a country, you will think twice before giving this country a nuclear weapon. Usually you don't give it to anyone, okay? Not because you don't want to, because it's dangerous for the world. So so it doesn't mean that gun is something, okay, from the devil, okay, or it's we cannot use any technology for that matter, okay, because it can hurt you. And then we would not even use stones, okay, because you can hit somebody with a stone. So we need to be knowledgeable about this. We're not techno-pessimists. Okay, there are people who are against progress, any kind of technical progress. We're not against it. Okay, we should not be against it. But we need to know that any technology, it will lead a sinner to a greater sin. Okay, if somebody had a sin of, okay, I want to buy many things, so let's say shopaholic, and you give him a credit card, of course he'll buy even more, and he'll get stuck. His whole life may be screwed, okay, because you give him this credit card, this ability, and his sin, his passion will harm him even more, his family, and maybe his life will be destroyed. So some kind of sin, some kind of this virus is in every one of us. Okay, sin is like a thief. Okay, he comes, he breaks in, and he conquers you in some way. From Adam and Eve, okay, when they've done the first sin, that's when Satan came and broke. Okay, they lost their contact with God, this direct union with Him of love. They've lost immortality. They've lost the paradise. Okay, they lost many things. Okay, as a result of this sin coming in. And these kind of viruses are coming into us, and we have a whole bunch of them. Okay, that's why many people are fat. Okay, at some point this addiction was too strong. Okay, many people are lonely. Okay, that's also some kind of situation made them depressed, lonely. Nervous disorders. Okay, some neurological. Some bad thoughts, okay, that's always coming. Even the reliance on music. People have to always have music to listen. Of course, drinking, drugs, social media. You always have to go in Facebook, check everything, stuff like that. Games, computer games. Okay, everyone has a different kind of brokenness. Okay, this breach that happened. Okay, husband and wife, they also help each other because they're broken in different ways. Okay, the husband wants to drink a lot. The wife tells her don't do it, but the wife wants to buy too much things, and the husband tells her no, don't do it. Okay, and they also help each other to overcome these things. Okay, so there is, it's just an example, of course. Internet makes you addicted. Okay, this is another big topic. Okay, so devil, he is willing to accomplish two tasks. Okay, he is willing to accomplish two. He is willing to break in, to have a easier way to break in. And what does he do to break in? Okay, let's read Mark chapter 3:27. The Lord said that no man can enter into a strong man's house and spoil his goods, take away, steal, except he plunder. Okay, except he will first bind the strong man, and then he will spoil or plunder his house. This is also in Matthew. This is the goal. He is willing to bind us first. Okay, this is the first thing Satan wants to do, to be able to attack and to plunder, to take things from us, to make us weaker. All those viruses that come in, they are binding us, okay, making us weaker and weaker. And then the second task that he has is to control, to preserve this situation as long as possible. Okay, that he broke in, okay, and he wants this to be like that. Okay, he doesn't want you to recover from that sickness. So this digital stuff is helping devil in this way. Okay, is possibly, okay. For example, you want to seduce somebody, let's say, okay, we think like demons, okay. You want to seduce somebody, then you cannot just tell him to go do this sin, because he won't do it. But you can create the situation that will make it easier for him to make this sin. For example, you give him a lot of money, and you know that he has some weaknesses. Okay, if you tell him go do it, he won't, because he knows that you know, and he doesn't. He has this conscience. No. But when he has this money, for some time, okay, at some point, okay, he will say, "Oh, I have money. I have everything. I'll go do it." Okay. There will be fluctuation in his mood. Okay. At some point, he feels lonely, and he goes and does some things. Okay, some sins that he would not do otherwise in another circumstance. So this is the strategy of the devil also. Okay, so all of this digital stuff that we have, I've already talked about credit card. Okay, different things. Because how QR codes are different. They have those abilities. You can pay with a QR code. Well, you can also have digital money, digital pay with a credit card. You are controlled, okay, where you are, and you are traced and tracked, okay, through this QR code system. But you also can be traced and tracked through your cell phone, okay. So it was there already. You can do authentication. You know which websites you go to and which things you like and stuff. But you could do it without QR code. They could do it if they want. The roots. Okay, I forgot to say about the roots of these fears. The basic root, of course, is that there are some guys up there, okay, who are maybe Satanist, fascist, occultist, Kabbalist, or some like really bad guys who control the whole world, and they know everything about you, where you go, and they educate you, they brainwash you, they do everything with you. Yeah, that's the main fear that there is. Okay, another fear that there is that this QR code has some magical power, also from Satan or something, and you are defiled or controlled spiritually through receiving this power that is in this code. I already said that for a Christian this is nothing. Okay, we don't worry about this. Even if Satan himself, he wrote this QR code for you. Okay, he said, Satan, you belong to me, and he gave this thing to you. It doesn't matter for us. As long as we are with Christ, we are fine. Okay, we just use it for our purpose that we want. This QR code made by Satan. You will say, thank you, Satan. Okay, I use it for my goals. Okay, so we don't care about that fear. But the other one, we do care. We do care. Okay, so barcodes. Also, we used to have barcodes for products and for scanning and for passing somewhere. So the QR code is not that much different. Okay, it's just using more of those things altogether. So what may be the problem with QR code? Okay, so let me talk about these 4 situations that I think is quite different, even though interrelated. Areas of using this QR code. The first one I think is relatively safe. When we need to scan QR code to visit some website, okay? When we need to pay, for example, some account, we pay for some things. It is very convenient. You don't need to fill in all that information. You don't need to write the website address to go to the website. You just do it automatically, okay? Saves you time, saves you energy. So that is a good thing. But also there is, of course, the issue of becoming lazy. Okay, that's same with any technology. Okay, you have a dishwashing machine. Okay, you're lazy to wash dishes later. Okay, because you're already relying on that washing machine. Well, it's not so big of a problem. But if you, for example, don't know how to cook because you push a button or you buy, you order, and everything is brought to you. People don't know how to cook. That's a little bit not that good. Okay, so any kind of technology that makes you more relying on something, it has both good and bad. Okay, and if you feel that something is really important, you can still say no, I want to learn how to cook, and you can learn it and you'll be a good cook. So I don't think it's a really big problem. Even though on the general scale it's making humanity more relaxed and more lazy, okay, more weak, and okay, having less skills. So that's one thing, relatively safe. Another that makes me worried already, okay, another area, the second, is the first time that I say it makes me worried, but okay, we should avoid it, I think, as much as we can, but sometimes we cannot, and then we just need to be careful about it, okay? Because these QR codes, they are with us. Maybe it will be a future version at some point, and finally, these QR codes, they will develop into that beast mark, okay, that will have on it here and here, okay, or either place. Okay, because it's going to be used for paying, and this is also used for paying. And the same for the credit card. Okay, it's also some pre-mark of a beast, but this is not mark of a beast yet, of course, and we should not be afraid of this thing by itself. This area that is making me worried is that it's helping to gather all information about you. Everywhere you go, what you like, whom you met, tracing your location, your biometric data and everything. It's easier using this QR code system to gather all that stuff, all that information, and even educate you through this thing. Okay, tell you, okay, this website as you go. You search Google, it doesn't give you some things that that he thinks that you should not look at. Okay, he's giving you things that he thinks that you need to look at. Okay, yeah, this artificial intellect, which will have the logarithms, I've also talked about it. Okay, at some point it will be in the hands of Antichrist, but maybe in the future. So this making this total control, giving them total information control, I would think that it's a little bit too much. Okay, we should not. It's not that necessary. Okay, to give over everything, all the information to the central collecting data center. Okay, the third, that's called sometimes electronic concentration camp. Okay, that's all electronically you're hooked. Okay. The third thing that is making me worried or cautious is that you are getting used through this QR code system to having your own mark. That allows you everything. That gives you a sanction for this, for that, go where, to buy what things. So it's educating you, have it, okay, like a number, but now it's just a mark, which is like very individual, that's yours. At some point it will be attached to you somehow. And another thing is that the system is educating people to be used to asking sanction wherever they go, to have this full control about their life, okay, no privacy and full supervision of where you go and what you do, okay. This will be, when everybody is used to this, that's keep paving a way for Antichrist to come also. So this is another area of concern. Whenever this QR code is related to that, I would try to avoid it as much as I could. And the fourth area, which I think is just no, okay, is just okay, I would not allow anything related to that to happen because of QR codes. First is closing the churches, saying now you cannot come, or some kind of people cannot come to church. They don't have a QR code, or this is already anti-Christian, outright, outspoken anti-Christian policy. Okay, so which we should be against at all cost. Okay. Another is when we are forced to do something, for example, vaccination. You have to do it, otherwise we don't give you a QR code. And I think this is also infringement of your freedom, of people's freedom. Okay, this is too much because we don't know. Okay, if we everybody agrees and all doctors agree that this is a good thing, then yes, maybe if it's good, then you have to do it. Okay, there are laws that you have to obey to. But if it's not and it's questionable, then you cannot force it on anyone. Okay, especially if it's a minority pushing this thing. It's not some democratic decision. And another thing is that when it's a halting mission, when I cannot do mission, I cannot meet with people, I cannot go to other place to do mission because of that QR code system. This is also anti-Christian, and I will be doing everything to avoid this and to destroy this system. Okay, because I think it's coming from Antichrist. Okay, so these are 4 areas. Okay, and in every area is different approach, different attitude towards it. So I think this is what I want to say today. We should be wise. We should rely on Christ. We should get rid of all kinds of spiritual viruses, because QR codes will help devil to come and to make us stuck in that broken state. Okay, he's making us relying on something, okay, and then without QR code we cannot. Okay, we'll have to have QR code. Okay, we cannot do without QR code anymore. Okay, because we've made some sin, and now we're stuck there. Okay, so that's a trap. Okay, so QR codes may act as those traps. Okay, but for them not to catch us, we need to fight not with QR code, but with sins, with passions, and learn how to live with Christ. Okay, let us ask for help for salvation from our Lord, because salvation comes from Him and not from some codes, vaccines, or whatnot. Okay, better technologies, or no, the salvation comes from the Lord, and everything else may be helpful, may be harmful. Okay, we need His guidance, we need His wisdom, we need His living power of resurrection to be in us and with us and to guide us, give us strength. Amen. May Lord help you and give you blessing. Amen.